Okay, I'm going to try this for the third time. I shot this whole video last night and it was too long. So I chopped it up and tried to make it more brief and it was too choppy. So I'm just going to give you an intro. I've got all the screenshots, the conversations and everything. Weeks ago, I'm scrolling on Facebook Marketplace and I see what looks like a nice parcel of mint to be. And I've only cut one or two pieces of mint to be and I really like it, so I thought, oh, let's see. And I don't like the Facebook ads that say PM for information. Just put the price on there. But anyway, I PM'd and said, hey, what are you asking for that parcel? And they responded $660, which is Australian dollars. And I went, oh wow, okay. So I went back and looked at it. I thought, no, it looks kind of, they look like smaller pieces, so I'm not really interested at that price. So I didn't say anything as I was looking at it, and they replied, are you interested? And I replied, no, they look kind of small. They look like chips to me, so I'm not really interested. And they replied, well, there's a coin in there for reference, and they're definitely bigger than chips. So I said, well, okay, I don't know the size of Australian coins. Maybe it's a very tiny coin. The pieces are bigger than I thought. So if they're not chips, then I'm interested, but I don't really want to buy that much of it. Could I buy half of it? Could you just randomly pick half of it and I'll buy half of it because I just want to get some mint to be that I can cut? And they replied, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. I think it was $450 Australian for the whole lot. And then they replied, there's lots of meat on the bone here. So I went, oh, okay. If it's a good parcel, it's a good deal. Now, this was a buyer or a seller that I had seen selling quite a bit. I hadn't bought from them yet, but I'd seen them. They weren't a new person. They weren't anybody that seemed like anything that I should worry about. So I went, okay, if they say that they're not chips, that these are cutters, and they're willing to give me a deal on the parcel, why not? I want some mint to be. So I wait over 3 weeks, finally get the parcel today, and here's where we're at. Tell me what you think. Well, it got here today. Let me show you what I got. This is the bag I received. This is what I got. Now, even though I wasn't very happy, I went through and picked out anything I thought would cut. Anything that I thought I could cut something from. I went through. There is a few. There is a few of what I would call would not be chips. Now this is probably some of it subjective. How big do you think a chip is, and how big do you think a cutter is? But I went through and picked out anything that I thought would cut something reasonable. You know, a couple of these. I mean, something like this is certainly big enough to cut, but what do you end up with in the end? You end up with something, you know, the size of a straw. I mean, even like that one right there, you could say, well, that's not a chip, but what would you cut out of something like that? That's, you know, hang on. So we're talking about something that's, you know, on average right here in the middle, 4 millimeters across. You know, 4 or 5 millimeters across. What would you cut out of that that's useful? To me, this is a parcel of chips. You guys tell me if you disagree. Maybe it's me in the definition of chips. But there's literally, I've looked through all of this right here. There's some pretty color in it. What would you cut? And then I get to looking at these ones and I thought, well, maybe some of these, and if you look at these chips, and what caught my eye on these is a lot of the reds. Here's one. Look at the reds. And so there are a few pieces in here that have really interesting color in them. And I thought, well, maybe some of these bigger pieces, I weighed it. The biggest piece here, probably this one, is about 5 carats. That one I would say is definitely a cutter. 3 carats and above is what I would probably say is a cutter. And that one is 3.9. I think there was one here that hit 5 carats. There was one. There you go. There's the heaviest one in the whole lot, 4.8. So I'm pretty disappointed. As you can imagine, because I spent a pretty good amount of money, and I'm about out of opal to cut. I'm about out of rough. I've been looking forward to this stuff coming, thinking I was gonna. I only had a couple pieces of mint to be, and they didn't cut anything decent. So I was thinking, finally, I'm getting some good quality mint to be. I'll be able to cut some of this stuff. It'd be really cool. And as I look through these ones that I would say are cutter sized, these are just pinfire green. Now I'm back and forth in conversation with the seller. That's why I'm not going to say who it is, because they have the, maybe it's an honest mistake. I always want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I've noticed that there's a lot of people selling opal who don't cut opal, and some of them don't know hardly anything about opal, especially some people who are selling it here in the U.S. I don't know where they're getting it from or why they're into it, but I've had several people that were sending me pictures of partials because they weren't, nobody was bidding on them, and so they sent them to me because I'm a sucker and I buy most of it. And I would tell them, hey, specifically, I didn't bid on that one because of this and this and this, and I would give them the reasons, and they would say, oh yeah, well I guess that makes sense. I didn't know why nobody was bidding on this one. Well, there's no color in it. There's nothing there to cut. There's nothing, there's no value there. But so you have to watch. It's possible that somebody doesn't know that if you want to cut something, and you guys tell me. I mean, some of you are gonna know. Would you look at this cutters as it was built to me, not chips but cutters? Or am I correct in saying that 175 carats of this is chips and just under 30 carats of it is kind of cutters if you want to be, and that's kind of where I'm at. So again, I'm looking to help me learn and all of you learn, and watch out, because go with your gut. If the picture, if you're thinking, that doesn't look right, it didn't look right to me. It looked like chips, and I let myself get talked into, oh no, those are totally way bigger than chips. To her, maybe they are. Maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't cut opal. Maybe she doesn't know that, a piece like this, if that was a finished opal, that would be a 1 carat opal finished, and that would be cool. That's got value. But by the time you cut this, you're looking at half a carat, a third of a carat, and I'm not looking to buy that stuff, at least not at this price right here. So, you guys tell me what you think. Okay, I heard back from the seller. We've messaged back and forth. I've said multiple times that I would just send this parcel back to them, because it literally has nothing in most of it that I would, look at this. This is beautiful stuff. If I wanted chips, some chips, then there's some chips. But look at that. It's not even paper thin. It's a little bit less than paper thin. Let's see if I'm going to be keeping this. Maybe when this is all said and done, if we could do a giveaway with these chips. Maybe some of you would like them. I'm trying to see if there's one here that, maybe we'll pick this one and one more. To see if there's actually, anything here that will cut something of value. I'm shining the light on this and trying to find something good here. There's just a wink of color in there, but mostly just a little bit of green pin fire is what it looks like. How about this dude? Okay, that one's got lots of pretty color in it, but look at it. It's not going to cut anything. How about this one? This one looks promising. So let's go out here. If I'm going to keep this parcel, let's see if there's anything here. Let's cut these 2 little ones right here. The one that I think is too small and narrow to cut anything useful, and probably one of the 3 largest ones in the whole parcel of chips, and see what we have for value. This is what we're going to cut. The Kingstone. So what was it, $600? parcel originally. Would you be excited? Oh, there we go. There we go. Let's see. All we're going to do is cut this and maximize the size. The good thing about these big cutters is how much you have to hold on to while you're cutting them. I think probably the most disappointing thing is I have probably 6 good packages of Opal that are en route from Australia. All of them I'm pretty excited about. This was the first one to arrive, and I was thinking that when it arrived I'd be cutting some cool stones tonight, have a really cool video, and I'm just disappointed. And now I'm worried that some of the other ones might be close to the same. Setting up the bottom. Let's go in and see what we got here. Let's go in. A lot of sand on the top there. See, there's a reason why I don't want to cut little teeny tiny. Okay, we're just getting down to the color bar. Man, I hope it gets better than that. I hope there's something there better than that. Well, you're looking at pretty much what we got there. Little tiger stripe. I know that's not a pattern, but I don't know what you would call that. Get the sand out of the corner. There's a very long teardrop. I know some of you really don't like the sound of my calving machine running, and I'll probably have to do some voiceover in the future, but the voiceover kind of misses the part that I like about other people's videos where they explain what they're seeing and why they're doing what they're doing. Alright, well, that's what we're going to get on that one. Chip a little bit more color off of there. I can't say the pattern's not interesting, but it's not a very pleasing one. Alright, let's look at the top. I'm not even going to try and take anything off the sides because there's nothing left that can be taken off the sides. Other than a quick sand in the tip right there. We'll take that off. Take it off until we see color there, right there. See what the face is as. I'm not getting into the color. Just sand going down. There I just saw a wink of it. go over here to the finer wheel, because if I don't, we'll be rubbing my thumbprint off. Okay. I don't know if you can see that very well, but some green with a little bit of blue in it. About what I expected from that one. That's what you keep on the side. Still got sand in that face. Those are really interesting color bars. I'll have to show you inside when we can get a little bit better look at them. I wonder if this one gets any better or if it gets worse. I honestly don't hate this one. Okay, well, it does have some color in it. It's kind of interesting. Straw. I think I can get a better look at it when in different light. Or maybe I'll go ahead and polish the surface of it so we can see what it actually is. Okay, get my light on. Kill a little bit of the light from this side. There's the two we cut. There's the two we cut. Unfortunately, there are only 3 more there, about that size. They look significantly worse than that one did. This one looks really nice. It will probably cut a pointer. There's another one here that had that one. Can you see the color in that one? Not really, but it's... There you go. Again, a little... I would love for someone to just tell me that I'm wrong. I don't want somebody to tell me that, but that is the very bottom end of what I would consider a cutter. These are cutters, small cutters, very small cutters, chips.